Hey everybody, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. It's been a little while since I did a video, so I decided I was going to do one for you guys, and I was trying to decide what to do. I realized I've never done a video on my Led Zeppelin collection, so I've been wanting to do it since I first started uploading videos, and it's just always kind of overwhelmed me to have to go through them and get them all organized and everything, so I just haven't done it. But I also realized I have a huge bootleg collection, which I already knew, but I've probably got somewhere between 60 to 80 Led Zeppelin bootlegs, probably closer to 80. Anyways, so this video is just going to be the studio albums and official releases, so live albums too. So anyways, that's what we got going for this video, so buckle up. It's gonna be out of control. So, first one here is just my favorite. It's the turquoise lettered Led Zeppelin I. It's the first UK pressing. So I've talked about this in a couple of my videos, but I'll just touch base on it really quick. So basically, when this album was first released, Led Zeppelin I in the UK. This turquoise lettered jacket came out, and the band and or management didn't like it. I guess they didn't think it looked hard rock enough. But anyway, so they said, no, let's change it to like orange, dark orange or red or whatever. It's more of a burnt orange color. But anyways, so that's what they changed the color to. And as you'll notice throughout the years, that has changed. Like when they reissued it in the U.S., it was yellow. In some countries like Germany, it was red. It just depends. So there's been red, turquoise, yellow, burnt orange. Those are the ones I can remember off the top of my head. But this is the absolute first pressing, and I think they say only like 1 to 2,000 ever got out into the public. So these are super rare. This is like the grail of grails for Zeppelin collectors. And I got one. So there's also air on the label. It says super hype on the label. It's not supposed to. And so this is double grail. So this is probably my favorite record in my collection. So there's that. Going on to super rare still. This is a, as you can see, the burnt orange Led Zeppelin I white label promo. You can see that white label there. These are worth a fortune. This one's near mint, and I got really lucky on this one. Was on eBay, and it popped up, and someone had listed it for $17 and free shipping. And so I got it for 17 bucks, and so don't know how that happened. This is a Japanese pressing. This is, I believe, a mid 70s Japanese pressing, maybe 74, of Led Zeppelin I. This is not a first pressing, but it is a pressing. But yeah, Japanese pressing is really good, super high quality. They sound great. They look great with that OBI. It's just killer. So they're highly collectible. This is the Classic Records 200 gram audiophile edition of Led Zeppelin I. This is, you could probably pass on this and not know that it was Classic Records because this one doesn't have a sticker on it, but it is. How you can tell is right down there at the bottom it says Classic Records. So that's kind of how you can tell them apart if they don't have the sticker. They usually have like a big black and white sticker on the sleeve. This one doesn't have it, but this is a really, really good, amazing sounding pressing of it. This is arguably the best sounding pressing of Led Zeppelin I and all the other Zeppelin albums except for Zeppelin II. We'll get to that. But anyways, incredible sounding pressing of it. If I'm going to put one on, it's going to be this one. This is a Taiwan pressing of Led Zeppelin I, and I'll show you really quick the label on this. This is really hilarious. These are considered bootleg copies, but the label says Vanilla Fudge, so that's pretty funny. I never listened to this one because it sounds like total garbage. A lot of people get these confused with Japanese pressings. There's like Taiwan pressings and Chinese pressings. They all sound really bad. Japanese pressings sound phenomenal, but just because they have another language on there doesn't mean they sound good. The Taiwan pressings, you can usually tell they've got something like that on the really flimsy, papery sleeves. They can be cool and funny. Even though the label says Vanilla Fudge, it's still Led Zeppelin, by the way. They made a lot of errors on them. You know, I've made mention before, I've got a Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland Taiwan pressing that says Doo Doo Child instead of Voodoo Child. So they can be funny and fun to collect, but they don't sound very good. So this one is a very rare Led Zeppelin I. It's a first U.S. pressing. It's Indianapolis record plant. And they had these not plum, but the purple and brown colored labels. These, only a very limited amount of these got out. And there's debate over whether it's a different mix or not, but there's longer pauses between each song. It's a different stamper. So a lot of people will say it's a different mix, and you hear Jimmy Page louder, so people say that's not true. At any rate, this is a super rare pressing. These are impossible to find. So this is a U.S. pressing. This year I've acquired 4 of these from a friend of mine, and I've tried to spread the love around and help a few other people get them. And this is the last copy of Led Zeppelin I I'm going to be showing you. This is a Canadian pressing, and it has this red label. This one's not in the best shape, but the back cover's considered an alternate cover. It's a black and white. When usually the back cover yellow like that. So this one is the black and white back cover. Just it's a little something different. Led Zeppelin's the only band I collect that I get multiple pressings of each album. They're my favorite band, and that they're the only ones I can justify doing that for. The rest of them, you know, I have multiple pressings. This with Pink Floyd stuff too, but Led Zeppelin I'm just totally nuts about. So anyways, we'll keep going. This is a Led Zeppelin II. This is the first UK pressing on that plum and red label. Not much to say here. These sound okay. They sound really good, but they don't sound as good as... This is a first U.S. Robert Ludwig. I looked for a clean copy of this. The only thing wrong with it, there was a sticker right there. And it's not that there was a big gold sticker that's like some award or something that's on all the like second pressings of Led Zeppelin II. This was actually somebody put their name on a sticker and put it right there. And I tried to get it off, but it didn't go out so well. But anyways, this is a Robert Ludwig pressing. I got this at a yard sale for $1. These can go upwards of $200 to $300. The way you can tell if it's a Robert Ludwig is inside the dead wax, which is the space between the last groove and the label. It'll say, oh, there's a little RL, and that's how you can tell. But the Robert Ludwig mix is a deeper cut. It's a lot louder record. There's a lot of history behind why it's worth so much, but a lot of people say that it's the absolute best sounding copy of Led Zeppelin II. I don't know if that's true. This one sounds phenomenal. It sounds incredible. If you can find that one, it's really sought after. I have found a lot of Robert Ludwigs, but none of them have been clean except for this one. This one's super clean. This one, a lot of people, and I would have to say that this is my favorite copy of Led Zeppelin II to listen to. If I'm going to listen to one, this is going to be it. This is a original master recording, Mo Fidelity Sound Lab. It's in a MoFi sleeve. But these are just really super incredible sounding records. Original master recordings / Mo Fidelity Sound Labs. All theirs just sound phenomenal. But this Led Zeppelin II, man, this one screams, man. It's killer. This one is one of the more expensive records that I have in my collection. This is up there with Led Zeppelin I that is worth so much money. This is a white label promo of Led Zeppelin II. This is also a Robert Ludwig copy. The other one I've got is a little cleaner than this one, but these, for some reason, the reason is because of the Robert Ludwigs, the first pressings that had it. This is a Robert Ludwig because it was the first pressing. A lot of times people collect promos, white label promos, because I get a lot. People ask me this all the time. Why are promos worth more money? Some are, some aren't. But the idea behind it is that the white label promos, they got the earliest generation of the stampers. So basically, if you stamp a record, the first stamp that does it, the first imprint, is going to be the strongest, deepest cut. And as you stamp, if you stamp 500, 700 records with that, with each stamp, the grooves dull down a little bit. I've heard it, the example that it's like if you were to step in a mud puddle and you had a brand new pair of boots and then you stepped on a piece of paper, you'd have a nice, beautiful outline of each of the grooves on the bottom of that pair of boots. But if you wore that boots for a year and then you step in a mud puddle and you step on a white piece of paper, it'll be very faded and stuff. So the idea behind that is the White Label Promo has a sharper grooves. They just have they're the earliest stamps available. So for this being a Robert Ludwig and being a White Label Promo with that, fancy schmancy pressing, these are worth a lot of money. So that's a long example, or a long explanation for it. This is the Classic Records 200 gram audiophile pressing of Led Zeppelin II. This one sounds great, but I think the original master recording sounds better. The Robert Ludwig's is just different. Like I said before, it's just a different sound. It's a louder sound. There's a lot of debate of which one sounds better, the 200 gram Classic Records, the original master recording, or the Robert Ludwig. Please feel free to comment and tell me what you think. They all sound phenomenal, so whatever. This is the last one of Led Zeppelin II I'm going to show. This is another Taiwan pressing. As you can see, the back cover is way different because this is not a gatefold. Really weird, just that the flimsy, papery. So that's Led Zeppelin II Taiwan pressing. So this one is Led Zeppelin. This is the original UK pressing on the Plum label. Beautiful. Total beauty. I have the first 4 Led Zeppelins on the Plum labels, first UKs. And that is Led Zeppelin III. Led Zeppelin III, I don't know if I just said that or not, is my favorite album of all time. This is a first Japanese pressing. It doesn't have the OBI, didn't come with it. And it's got the green and blue label. Just a beautiful copy of this. Sounds phenomenal. This is a second Japanese pressing with the orange OBI. Sounds incredible. This is I believe this is a Brazilian pressing of Led Zeppelin III. That's all it is. Doesn't have a wheel. Even though it's got a picture of where a wheel would be, there's no wheel. So it's pretty interesting. Cool copy of Led Zeppelin III. Let's see here. Coming up, Led Zeppelin IV. This is a original first UK pressing of Led Zeppelin IV with the plum and red label. Great sounding copy. Love it. So that's the first 4 I've got on the plum label. This is a Brazilian pressing. Look at that label, man. It's killer. I love, when it comes to Zeppelin stuff, I'm a sucker for that label, man. If it's a different color or something, I just gotta have it. This is a Japanese Led Zeppelin IV with the OBI. And then this is the Philippines copy of Led Zeppelin IV. And so it's got, what's really funny is what they must have done with this cover. This is why I kept it. It's because this is the original hype sticker that came on Led Zeppelin IV. It says contains Stairway to Heaven, but it's not a sticker. So they photocopied it in the shrink, probably, with that sticker on it. And then on the back, it's got this was originally the hype sticker on the back. But as you can see, there's like a piece of tape right there and a piece of tape right there, and you can see the shrink. And that is not on this record. That's they must have photocopied it, and that's really funny. I've never noticed the tape on the back and stuff, but yeah, that's why I kept this copy. It's really, really interesting stuff. But so those are my Led Zeppelin 4s, and then we're almost done here. So Led Zeppelin, let's see, Houses of the Holy. This one is, House of the Holy. Great album. Love it to death. This one is a weird pressing because look at this label. Nothing. just blank. Good friend over at Hank over there at Smokestack Records, he brought this to me. He knew I would want it because it's just weird, and if it's weird Zeppelin stuff, I love it. This is a Brazilian copy of Led Zeppelin Houses of the Holy. I love that it's got this turquoise text on it. When I saw it, I had to have it. So neat. This is an Australian pressing of Houses of the Holy, and it's not a gatefold. It just has, it's a regular jacket, no gatefold, but it's the inner gatefold. However, this is an Australian pressing. So these are really weird. They call them, I guess, inverted Houses of the Holy, but very interesting. This is a Japanese pressing of Houses of the Holy with the double OBI. How could you not love that? Moving on is Physical Graffiti. This is a Japanese pressing of Physical Graffiti. These sound incredible. So this is actually the only copy of Physical Graffiti I have, because if I'm going to listen to one, it's going to be this one. I love Physical Graffiti. It's a great record. It's one of my favorite. They had those mid-70s double rock LPs like this and Exile on Main Street. This is one of my favorite ones in that kind of realm. Probably my favorite one, actually, if I'm going to say. I love Physical Graffiti, but I've never found another really weird copy that I had to have. So, that's that. This is Japanese pressings of Led Zeppelin Presence. This is one that is a closet smoker. If up until a couple years ago, I rarely listened to this record. And my friend Corey, he was like, man, you got to listen to it again. That record really cooks. And if you look at the lineup, Achilles' Last Stand, For Your Love, Nobody's Fault But Mine. Yeah, it's a good record. I mean, this is, as far as the later Zeppelin records go, this one's really good. Into the Outdoor with the bag and the OBI. It's really killer Japanese pressing of that. And then Japanese pressing of Coda. And I just realized I have a Japanese pressing of the Song Remains the Same, but I don't know where it's at. So just imagine it in your head. It's got a yellow OBI. I must have listened to it recently or something. Okay, so box sets. We got this one. This is the Led Zeppelin Remastered 6LP set. These are really rare. You can find them a lot. There's a ton of them on CD. They're everywhere. But the LP version is really rare. I've looked for one for years and years and just found one this past year. A friend of mine brought it in and traded it to me. This is Led Zeppelin Mothership. I'm not going to pull all this stuff out, but this is just pretty much a greatest hits comp. Celebration Day. This is the concert 2007, I think is when it was. How the West Was Won. Do you guys remember the years when we all said, why don't they put that on vinyl? Well, they finally did. And I was so happy when they did. I was like, it's my freaking birthday. I loved this era of Led Zeppelin live. This, 71, 72, 73, those years are just incredible. They're my favorites, but this is 1972, June. One's at the LA Forum, one was at Long Beach Arena. I've got some bootlegs that have some material from those shows on them, but they're crap recordings. So to get this, when they finally reissued it, yeah, I love it. I love that Whole Lot of Love and like Old Blues medley they do together. It's my favorite thing. This is the BBC sessions. This is the reissue of it. The original ones are worth a lot of money, but they're the same. So anyways, so that's the BBC Sessions box set, and then that's all I'm going to show. And I got a few 7 inches to show you as well. This is the infamous Led Zeppelin III 7-inch that has Hey Hey What Can I Do, an Immigrant Song on it. So you can see that Japanese cover. These are really awesome. I mean, if you are a big Zeppelin fan, you can find these for like $15 usually on eBay. But yeah, this is a must-have. This is Led Zeppelin Black Dog and Misty Mountain Hop. I just love that picture sleeve of that. This is a French pressing of that too. So This is an import. This is Japanese. You can see that it's an import because it has the sticker. This is a Japanese import of Led Zeppelin Black Dog and Misty Mountain Hop. So that's a really neat 7-inch. Can't remember for the life of me where I got that. And then this one, my good friend Chris, Tunes from the Man Cave, gave me this because I don't go to record store day. This is Rock and Roll and Friends. They recently did this for one of the record store days. And it's really nicely packaged on beautiful yellow vinyl. So, guys, that's what I have for my studio Zeppelin stuff. Well, official releases, we'll say, because there's some live stuff in there too. But, anyways, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I post a lot of stuff like this. And I'm also going to do a Led Zeppelin bootleg video. It's probably going to be an hour long. We'll see. I'll try to smoke through them, but I've got so many and they're all so neat. I'll either break it up into 2 videos or just do a really long one. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this. I've had a lot of people requesting to have the Led Zeppelin stuff shown. So that is my studio Led Zeppelin stuff for now. I might do one every year just so you guys can see how it evolves. But anyways, like I said, thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, and we'll see you next time.